Welcome, and thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome to a new series where we are modding this Hils Headless short scale bass. In episode number 1, we are going to be experimenting with 3 different pickup positions with the stock humbucker pickup. As well, 2 for 1 today. I have set this bass up in D standard. Let's get heavy. If you haven't seen my original review of this Hils short scale headless bass, I will leave a link in the description box below. The default pickup placement position on this Hils bass is for this single humbucker to be in the middle. Now, by itself, the sound is growly and it has a nice high-end click to it, but it did lack a little bit of kind of weight and beef in the low end. So in this episode, we will be experimenting with the pickup in the neck position compared to the stock, as well as back in the bridge position. So the dimensions of the usable space in this cavity measures about 3 7/8 inches wide. And in this dimension, because there's a hole where the pickup wires come through from the cavity in this area here, and as well due to the bit of the kind of curved shape here, the effective length that you can use is about 3.5 inches. And I'll put up some measurement photos for you to have a closer look at here. So what this effectively means is that if you wanted to stick with the soap bar style pickup, you can use EMG 35 style or 35 sized soap bar sizes. Those are effectively called 35s because they measure 3.5 inches wide. So the 40s won't fit. So foreshadowing future episodes in this series, I will be checking out a set of jazz bass pickups from Tone Rider. These are their new model as of time of filming called the Duke. So these are overwound slightly to give a hotter, beefier, weightier sound, unlike a more traditional J style single coil pickup. So I have a set of these that I want to put in. As well, I also have from Nordstrand their big Blademan 4 pickup in an EMG 35 size shell. So this is advertised to be one of the kind of gnarliest, more aggressive, big sounding Nordstrand pickups in a soap bar shell. So I'm really excited to be checking this out. For today though, in episode number 1, we're going to be comparing 3 different pickup placement locations. So how did I arrive at where to put this placement, you may be thinking? Well, in preparation for the experiment with the J pickups, I wanted to mimic the same J pickup placements as my Fender Junior short scale J bass. If you measure from the middle of the pole pieces, from the neck pickup to the D string saddle, it's measuring about 5.5 inches. And on the bridge pickup, if you measure from the middle of the pole piece to the D saddle, is measuring about 2.25. So wanting to mimic that, and of course being in the confines of the routed out cavity here, it so happens that if you put a J pickup right up here against the edge, the middle of the pole pieces measured to the D string saddle is pretty darn close to 5.5 inches. Similarly, if you were to put the J pickup back by the bridge here, I've set the pickup placement so that the middle of the pole piece to the D string saddle will measure pretty darn close to 2.25 inches. Now you may be wondering, well, what are these? Well, in order to accommodate the J-sized screw locations, what I had to do is I did have to extend the cavity here to accommodate that. And how I did that is I clamped a piece of sacrificial MDF here, and using a Forstner bit, I drilled straight down, and now I have a small route to accommodate the neck J pickup shell. So without further ado, what we're going to do today in the comparison track, we'll have 6 passes. In the first half, we're going to feature all 3 pickup locations with a tone knob at 100%. And then in the second half, we'll have all 3 pickup locations again with the tone knob rolled back to 50. So you can hear some of the tonal variations you can get with the different pickup configurations in relationship to the tone knob. All right, here we go. Hils Headless short scale bass, now set up and tuned in D standard. So D, G, C, F. Let's go. Now, for viewers who may be interested in different playing styles instead of kind of heavier rock style music, let me include some of the sound check warming up type passages that I happen to catch on camera. In the first one, we're going to have the neck pickup placement position with the tone knob about 75%. Let's give that a listen. And on this next kind of extra B-roll feature, we'll have the bridge pickup position with tone knob at about 50%, going for that back by the bridge, Jacko style 16th note funk. Here we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed all of those playing examples. Please let me know what you thought of all the different tones by leaving a comment below. For me and my tonal goals, and especially with a heavier D-standard rock type genre, I actually didn't mind having the pickup in the stock middle position. I think for the kind of the grungy rock, heavier drop down tune type styles, that extra mid-range clarity and click actually lent itself quite well to that style of music. It still lacked the weight and it lacked the heavy bottom that I like to hear as well. But what you do get in exchange is that extra mid-range and high-end clarity. So it does sound more aggressive. So I think it worked out quite well in this style of music with the pickup in the middle stock position. Now moving the pickup position up to the neck, those nice round, warmer tones came right back. So dare I say, this pickup actually sounds pretty good in the neck position. It did lack some of the airy, more open sounding tones that one might associate with, say, a precision style pickup in the neck position. But the interesting thing, and I wasn't necessarily expecting this, but this stock pickup in the neck position kind of reminded me a bit of like a neck position Thunderbird type tone. So even for this kind of lower tuned, heavier rock style genres, I kind of liked it, and it had a bit of a Thunderbird character to it. So that was quite surprising. For the heavier rock genre, however, with the pickup back here by the bridge, I found it a bit too thin and a bit too anemic, and the dynamic range came right down. So it kind of didn't really matter how hard or aggressively you hit the strings or how lightly you hit the strings. It just kind of sounded the same. So I really felt the dynamic range got squished. But if you're after that kind of back by the bridge Jacko type sound, with the pickup position way back here by the bridge, you can sort of get there. Again, I found the dynamic range to be too small for that type of music. So it's not for me, but it very well might work for you. So here I have spent $0 doing this. All I did was take the pickguard off, and you have to drill some new holes, of course. But by experimenting with the pickup position, I think you can actually get quite a dramatic difference in sound from this Hils short scale bass. Thank you so much for watching this episode. stay tuned for episode number 2, where we will be checking out these tone riders. Quite excited for that. All right, until next time. Peace.